and a bunch of brothers just started running towards each other. The Bloods started running towards the Muslims. The Muslims started running
Mm.
towards the Bloods, and they just started airing each other out, bro.
I'm staying with the Savages. Savages on the loose. We got y'all with another video. Got a fire interview. You know what I'm saying? Got a legend right here. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. We're gonna rock out, man. Let the
Boom,
people
boom.
know who you is.
Yo, Savage, salute, man. Thanks for having me, bro. You know what I'm saying? My name
Right.
Bicycle Tony, aka Latin Pain, representing real life, real spit. You know what I mean? From the Bronx, New York.
BX, shout out. So
Well,
so you from the Bronx? So yeah, man, everybody make sure y'all follow his page. I'm gonna link it too in the comments, you know what I'm saying? On his YouTube, Instagram, all of that. But yeah, so you grew up in the Bronx, around what time, what era did you grow up in?
I was born 79. To my mom's and pops, they, you know what I'm saying, from 188 from Webster Avenue. And then we moved up top to Bedford Park in Decatur. Shout out to you know what I'm saying? Shout out to NRC, Stu, excuse my language, Big Vic, you know, Bedford Park. And then we moved to Allerton and Burnside. So I lived all over the Bronx. It's hard to say.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And how was it growing up? So you say you born in 79. So how was it growing up in that time? I guess the 80s, late 80s, early
The 80s,
90s.
the 90s, you know, I was a little kid through the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Growing up through the 80s. The 90s was wild, you know what I mean? That's when you really started coming out the house, you know, 10, 11. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You start coming out the house on your own, you know, and life just started taking crazy turns from there. You know what I mean?
Mm. Did you see the change in the neighborhood from the crack era? Like, did you see like when things started to get kind of spooky out there?
You know what's sad, man? The crack area was spooky itself, man. The whole crack area was spooky. You know, you had Butcher Mike, you know, the Hammer Man, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You had a lot of weirdos in the streets, you know what I'm saying? A
Hold,
lot of
explain
families.
what's the Hammer Man? That sound crazy.
Yo, there was this dude they shut my school down for. Uh, when I was a kid, they called him the Hammer Man. I guess he was walking around the Bronx and he was banging people in the back of the head with a hammer. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Get his fix. You know, I guess he was a crackhead or something, and he would rob you. But his tool of robbery was a hammer. Like he hit people with a hammer, boom, and take
Dang.
whatever he could from them and take it off. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
heard he got
yeah.
locked up though. We was kids, yo. They had shut my school down one day because he was in the area and they didn't want little kids or
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
still taking their kids to school to, you know what I'm saying, get caught up by the hammer man. Word. I don't know if a lot of people remember that, but that was, you know, I'm just saying a couple of things I remember. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Word. And I had good parents, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even going front. Like, you know, my step pops was kind of crazy, but my
Hmm.
mom's is a good mom's, you know what I mean? She held it down, you know, my mom's a trooper. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
Word.
So you said, all right, so you came from a good home, mom Dukes, was raised, step pops a little crazy.
My
Um,
step pops, God bless him, my step pops is bugged out. My
yeah,
step pops, even to this day, you know, they not together no more, but the one that raised me, you know what I'm saying, taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about abuse too. But God bless him. I ain't mad at him no more. But
okay, okay.
you know, I love him, you know what I'm saying? But he was out there, you know.
Mm, okay. So around what time you started dipping in the streets? I guess you said early 90s, like 10, 11, 12.
You know, we was always from the streets, you know what I'm saying? My family, my aunts and uncles, you know, they was always real Bronx, you know what I'm saying, street kids. But me personally, when I really started playing on the streets, I was a kid looking up to the street kids. You know,
Mm,
shout out to
okay.
Big Lou. You know, I used to look up to the big homies, but me personally, I say around 91, 92 is when I started, you know, outside by myself a lot. I ran away a couple times. I started
Mm,
learning the streets for myself around 91, 92, you know, 12, 13 years old. I started, you know what I'm saying, running around, bro, trying to figure
mm.
myself out. You know what I mean? I had to figure myself out. And I went about a lot of things the wrong way, you know,
Yeah.
and got myself, you know what I'm saying, in a couple of situations, got in trouble a couple times. But I say, yeah, 91, 92 is when I stepped out the house and started to manifest who I am today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So who you feel like, I guess, what I got somebody that you remember that you really looked up to around the years? Because I always say like it's always those influences when we young that we might
Yo,
think about later. Like that,
yo,
yeah.
I keep saying the name again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say the name again, man. Big Vic, aka Bista from the Bronx, New York. That was my dude, you heard? And Kent and
Yeah.
my dude Kent Ortega, you know what I'm saying? Those was my dudes. Those who I looked up to. They was out there getting money, pretty, you know what I mean? Knockout artists. Big Vic had the one hitter quitter. You know what I'm saying? I don't see them knock people out and all that. I used to be hype off that because if you knew, he used to tell everybody I was his nephew. So I would get
Okay.
respect or just off being his nephew. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Even though he married my aunt, we weren't biological, but he got married one of my aunts. And
Yeah.
when I was a kid, you know, I really looked up to him. I thought that was that dude. Like, if you want to be that dude, you gotta be a Big Vic. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that he was one of the people, my first influences growing up. You know,
Okay. So yeah.
uh,
So you saw he had that respect in the streets too. That's what I think.
still to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good person. He a good heart though. He a good person, like a real good person. He not a bully and none of that. But you just don't play with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he was one of my biggest influences in life early on. You know, my
Okay.
life took a left turn and I ain't really been around him in a long time. But when I was a kid coming up, you know, I thought Big Vic was all that. I ain't gonna lie. I
Mm.
thought Vic was all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Vic.
Nah.
Word.
Yeah. Word. Shout out to him. Word.
Yeah, shout out to Big Vic.
Word. So that's all right. So that's the Bronx. So you said it's like what 91, 92?
Yeah, see, I grew up, we was real hip hop back then too. And I love my hip
Mm.
hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even,
Yeah.
even,
Yeah.
even in the 80s, my moms was from the hip hop culture when it first started. You know what I'm saying? My pops, even my step pops, we grew up around a lot of music. You know, shout out to Nice and Smooth, rest in peace, Ray Roller. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
I always, and when I was a kid, I wanted to be an artist, you heard?
Yeah.
But my life
Yeah.
took a turn, my life took another turn somewhere else. And I never really got into music till I got older. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Word. And I guess it was more about you being nice, being original, and you know what I'm saying? You had to stand on, really be what you was back then and what you was rapping about.
True story. True story. Originality is very important. Hip hop's rule number one is keep it real. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We
Yeah.
grew up in the everybody shouting keep it real phase. You know, 91, 92, everybody was shouting keep it real, keep it real. And so that
Yeah.
was very important to us. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it
This is
real.
when this when you had the army jackets and all that too. Does
Oh
does
man.
that sound the army jackets is popping?
Yo, the fatigues word, man. Try to try to
Yeah.
try to lace up on the bottom, have one sticking up. We used to do all
Yeah.
that, B. But that was, my fashions before we had before army fatigues and all that, or maybe around the same time, we had, you know what I'm saying, Jabos, Tommy
Mhm.
Hilfiger, Helly Hansen, Ace
Yeah.
Solo boots. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
We used to hustle to get fly. You know what I'm saying? It was about, we used to hustle to get fly, man. You had a pair of Ace Solos or something. You thought you was the king of the earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yo, that's a
Uh,
lot of kids though. That's crazy. That's a lot of kids who don't, know what I'm saying, they don't tell you that. But like when you're young and you can't get a job, you wind up hustling a little bit just because you want to get some nice clothes. You know what I'm saying? Just the little stuff
Word.
you think about it like teenagers. It's like, yeah, I want to get them
I
Timbs,
used to get, I used
Jordans,
to get
whatever.
my mom's used to beat me up because she didn't know what I was doing. For
Mm,
instance, in '92 was the first time I ever sold crack. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I was 13 and I wasn't selling crack. I was sitting on a car all day, you know what I'm saying, screaming if I saw the police. Ew, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Behind
yeah.
door and all that, I was playing lookout and I would get 400 a week.
Mm,
So back then, working for a dude, I don't want to say no names.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know a situation like that no more.
That's
But
good money. 400 a week, just looking out.
and
Good
you
looking.
13 and you 13 years old and you got
Yeah.
400. You know what I'm saying? At one time, bro, true story. One time I bought me a fresh outfit, bro. That's where it started. I started getting in trouble. I bought a fresh, because my mom's, bro, we ain't really have money. So
Mm-hmm.
my mom's, she see me with this outfit one time, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm fresh. And she like, yo, where you got that from? And I lied to her. I told her that I borrowed it from my friend, you heard?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she called my friend's moms.
Oh,
You know
she's
what I
on you.
mean?
She's on your bumper. Like, yeah.
Word. And my friend was fresh too. He told his moms the same lie about me. You heard?
Oh,
You
yeah, yeah.
know what I mean? She was wondering where he getting these good clothes too. So my mom's just bust in the room, boom, beat me up, bing, 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 bing,
Mm,
Emalaki. And then, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
crazy back then, sir. Word. You used to have to lie to mommy to get it, just to get fresh clothes. You know
just
what
to
I'm
get
saying?
the fresh clothes. All right,
Word.
so I definitely that makes sense as far as now you in the streets because I'd have been hooked at, you know what I'm saying, making
Oh,
400 a week just looking out. Like, all right,
I was hooked, bro. Yo, when my mom's left my first step pops, her first husband, we moved from Bedford Park in '92. We moved to Allerton Avenue, man. Shout out to Allerton Avenue, the whole White Plains Road. I mean, Parkside Projects. But we
oh,
was living on
Parkside, yeah.
Cougar. And this is where I started learning a lot. When I moved over there, I started learning a lot.
Mm.
And I used to climb, my bedroom was on the ground floor. And I used to climb out the window and break night. You know what I'm saying? My mom
Mm.
was sleeping. And then I try to sneak back in like 5, 6 in the morning. You know what I mean? And I'd be too
Yeah,
tired for school. You know, I'd be too tired to go to school. So I just used to cut school sleep. You know what I mean? My mom's
yeah,
at work. Mom's at work. I'm sleeping. She think I'm at school. I'm sleeping. That's where I started getting in trouble with schools and all that, because my attendance. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But and through the whole '90s, you know what I'm saying? I messed up my education, bro. But I
yeah,
don't expect people to do that. Like school's important. I
yeah.
wish I
That's a
would have.
fact.
I wish I would have
But
stood.
but at the same time, I think the temptation of making that kind of money is crazy for anybody in that alive in that era. The money was just
The
crazy.
devil is real, bro. The devil is
Yeah,
real. And temptation gets a lot of people hurt, man. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? The temptation to, I was a popular loner. You heard? So a lot of kids knew me, but I ain't really had a clique. But there was certain people that would let me, you know what I'm saying, hustle to help me get some money or whatever. You know what I mean? But I couldn't really call it my clique. Like I bounce around. You know, I'll be in
Hmm.
Bedford Park doing one thing, Allerton Avenue doing another thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I never really like stood still or stood in one real clique for a long time until about '98. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? 1997, my daughter was born. I had my first child,
Oh,
and
congrats, congrats.
that's what's up, B. And my only child, you heard?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in '97 when she was born, my mind went somewhere. Now I told myself, now I have to do this. See, before I was doing it by choice. I was doing
Mm.
crime by choice, you heard?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now I got a kid, it was like, yo, you gotta do this. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah. So you feel like you felt that like that responsibility or the pressure to, you know what I'm saying, provide. Now, wait, how old are you at this time though? At 9-7.
I'm 17 years old, going on
Oh wow.
18 when
Okay,
my daughter
okay,
was born.
okay.
So rest in peace, G Freitas. G Freitas had put me on to a couple of schemes. You know what I'm saying? And I would work for this older dude where I would take a book bag, he puts dope in the book bag, and I would go deliver it to different people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I would
yeah.
get paid doing that. You heard? But I was around a lot of Boricuas that like to sniff that coke and sniff that dope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I started trying it out myself. Not heroin, but I started getting high on that yayo. You know what I'm saying? I started getting into fights where I ain't belong. Being around G Freitas and rest in peace Pep. You know what I'm saying? I started to do things that I normally didn't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and yeah, the money was cool and all that, but the lifestyle was a demon. You heard? The lifestyle was,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Facts.
Word.
It sound like you started. So even though you felt like I'm a provide and now I gotta be in the streets more, but it seemed like you started to kind of then speed up a little bit, kind of started moving
It started to
reckless.
speed up. And
Yeah.
now, when my daughter was born, things started to speed up for me, you heard? Because before I was just a quiet kid. You heard? I
Hmm.
did what I did. I did a couple of things here and there to get some money to look fly. I like girls, you know what I'm saying? And I like my bud, you heard? So it was all
Yeah,
about
yeah.
bud, you know what I'm saying? Being with shorties, whatever, you know? But when my daughter was born, that's when the trouble started to hit for me. Like, started getting into wild trouble, you heard? And I
Yeah.
feel bad because her younger years, daddy was locked up a lot for her younger
Yeah.
years. You know what I mean?
So how
I
did that
feel
happen? Like I guess let's go into that then. How did we get to we in the streets, we moving around. Just the I guess mid 90s now, going towards the later 90s, got a daughter. Now you're moving around, but you still kind of because I guess too it's all around you. So
it's all
what
around.
what happened as far as like how you wound up going to hitting the island or getting
All
jammed
right,
up?
so here by, 9-7, my daughter was born around 9-8. You know what I'm saying? It got really deep for me. I'm 8 when I turned 18 years old. One day we broke. Me and my baby moms, we broke, bro. You heard? We got this baby. We broke. We living in the projects with her mother house and pops and them. I love them. Shout out to them. I still got mad love. But one day, son, I got my hands. I had a pit bull named Negra. You heard? I used to spend mad time. I trained her, yo. Shorty. Everybody who lived in Parkside and White Plains, everybody who knew me knew this dog was legit. This was the dopest pit bull I ever had. You know what I'm saying? And she was super trained. I took my time with her. I did mad, you could put mad work into her. One day we broke, bro, and I told her, I said, yo, I gotta do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I walked down to Burke Avenue from where I lived in the projects. I lived in Parkside Projects at the time. I walked down to Burke. It was the middle of the night. I had a hammer on me. You know what I'm saying? A little tool, like a 2.5. And I walked down with my dog. I was walking my dog, and I seen this kid with the dreads. And son was out there bubbling, and I was watching them from down the block. They had this compartment in their car in the trunk where you pull a string. And it was like a trunk under the trunk. You know what I'm saying? So like a fake floor, like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't the floor. I kept watching. Every time he went in the building, he went back to that car.
Okay.
So watching him for a little while, like, oh, all right. So every time a fiend came, it's like 1, 2 in the morning. A fiend would come up to him, they walk into the building, they come back outside. He was throwing the money in that trunk. So I walked up to him. Well, when he went in the building, I started walking towards the car. The last time he went into the building, when he came out, I'm acting like I'm just walking my dog. When he opened the trunk up, you know what I'm saying, to throw the money in the trunk, I ran up on him. Yo, let me get that. So he like, yo, shorty, you bugging. I said, and I told my dog to bite him, but I'm holding her back though. I didn't really want him to get hurt. I just wanted what was in the trunk.
Like, I need that. I need that.
Story. So the trunk's open, and he backed away though. I backed him away, and I dug in the trunk. I found a brown paper bag. I just grabbed the brown paper bag and I took off. So when I took off with the bag, my man's Gene's gonna see this. He remember that. When I took off with the bag, I went to my aunt's house in Barnes. I head out. I go in the bag. I go in the bag. There's $1,100 and $400 in crack. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh snap! I can't go back over there because you know what I mean.
You was just walking the dog and caught a lick. Caught you a lick.
And I caught me a little lick. So I bounced. And I went to Allentown. I took the dog to my grandmother's house. I left them with my uncle. And I said, yo, I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? I went to Allentown, Pennsylvania with my cousins, and we flipped everything I had. So I stood out there a couple months getting money. But when I came back, this nieta, we used to have the nietas back in the days.
Yeah.
And his name was D-Mas, man. Shout out to D-Mas. I love him to this day. Well, when I came back, he told me he was going to cut me, and we ain't never had a problem. I'm like, why you going to cut me for? He said, nah, I'm just playing with you, but niggas told me if I cut you, they was going to pay me. So I'm like, oh, man. Well, what happened was the dude that I robbed, he was working for Gator in peace. And Gator passed away, man. He got murdered. I'll tell you that whole story if you want to. But back then, Gator ran that block where I did the robbery, and they knew it was me. You heard the dude. You know what I'm saying? It came to find out,
So basically, you back then you got you a worker, and so the boss put a bag out there for
the boss put a bag out on me. But the cool part about it was he used to date my baby mom's sister, the boss dude. So we talked to him, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he just wanted his money back. But at this time, I'm walking around with the hammer everywhere because I'm thinking somebody gonna cut me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who his friends are. I don't know everybody he know. You know what I mean? So I'm walking around with the hammer, and that's the first time I got arrested, bro. After I paid him back, some of his people, they try to clown me. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't like that. So I went over to the court, you know what I'm saying? And I flashed on them. Everybody went off. I ain't even had to do nothing. But when I ran, you know what I'm saying? I got snatched up. I went through the system the first time. I got out on bail. they sent me to the Fortune Society. You heard? This program called the Fortune Society was an outpatient, and they told me that since I ain't had no, you know what I'm saying, no history, they told me that if I do a year in the program, they was gonna wash it off my record. You heard?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
The pistol possession. So I started the program, but my grandma, she from Burnside Avenue, and that's where I started staying. You know what I'm saying? Me and my baby mom, they started getting rocky. I was living over there, and every day I was going to the program from there. I met this girl, this chick. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Her name was Cool Cat from the Bronx. A lot of people know her too. Cool Cat. She introduced me to the Lower East Side Manhattan. Now I'm out on bail going to this program for a couple months, because that was February when I got arrested. So we going every day after the program. I meet up with her on the Lower East Side. We getting money. Now back then, you know what I'm saying, when you was hustling in Manhattan, me personally, I like to dress up. I wanted to look like a square. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to look like a prep, because I wanted to get away with it. You feel me? And we were selling to white people, you know what I'm saying, who was buying, packs at a time. You know what I mean? So you want to be approachable to them. These was business classy people. You know what I'm saying? So we started getting money. Everything was going good. But one day, some dude, man, he looked like a too. He rolled up on me with rollerblades, bro.
A rollerblade?
On my mother, son. Son had rollerblades. And he was like, yo, let me get 3. And I never seen him before. You heard?
Yeah.
So I said, I don't sell no drugs. Man, what you talking about? Like, I got rowdy with him. Yo, get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
So he rolled away. So across the street, there was this kid, we called him Dominica. He was from the Bronx too, but he been out in the lower longer than us. You heard?
Yeah.
So he came up to me. I think I don't know. I never seen him again. I thought he was an informant because of this. Because he came up to me, he was like, yo, why you turn homie down? I said, I don't know him.
Yeah,
he was like, he said, I serve him all the time. So I was like, oh, all right. I felt it.
That's what I'm like, all right, well, you go serve him, you serve him now, then. You know what I'm saying?
Well, dude wasn't around at the time, right?
Yeah.
He tells me this, the rollerbladed away. So maybe like an hour or two later, I'm with Cool Cat, rest in peace, man. I miss her. I'm with Cool Cat, and dude came back. I'm young and stupid, right? When he came back, he was like, yo, what's up, man? I said, yo, go to the phone booth. So he went to the phone booth and I served him. Bang, bang, bang. I gave him the 3 he wanted, $30, man. $30, man. Yo, I go to the store, I buy me a pack of cigarettes, I bought me a Pepsi. I got 5 stones in my mouth, you heard?
Yeah.
And when I came out the store, I'm walking with Cool Cat, I pieced her out, she was breezing off. When she breezed off, I crossed the street, and this Puerto Rican dude, healthy looking dude, and this white boy, they was walking together, and I just knew. I knew they was police, you heard?
Yeah.
So I started drinking the drugs, so I started trying to swallow them.
Like, I gotta get out of here,
Yo, I'm drinking the Pepsi, I'm trying to swallow them, but one of them was too big, you heard? So I chewed on it, you heard, to try to make it smaller. And when you chew on cocaine, your whole mouth freezes up, you heard?
Yeah.
So they was like, yo, don't do that. They ran up on me. They trying to choke me while I'm trying to swallow.
You trying to get it out of there.
Yo, I got it in though. Boom. I was like, I got nothing. So they looked in my mouth, whatever, they didn't see nothing, but they still cuffed me. You know what I'm saying? So they threw me in the back. They arrested me. They threw me in the back. They started doing a sweep, like picking up dudes at different, you know what I'm saying, locations.
Yeah.
They picked up that Dominican kid, bro. You heard? But the funny thing about that is after we went to the precinct, I never seen him no more. That's why I don't know if that was just to look good or whatever.
He cooperated, bro.
Yeah, I think he was cooperating. I mean, I don't got no paperwork to say that, but it was just weird how, you know what I'm saying, when they picked him up, he came in, he wasn't stressed or nothing.
Exactly.
Now, I'm stressed. I'm not stressing, but I'm stressing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you tight. Like, come on, man. Like, he just chilling, like, nah, he know he going home. Like, yeah.
he was good money, bro. Like he knew he was going home with something, cause I ain't seen him on the island or nothing. We went through the
Yeah.
system, you know what I'm saying? We went to the precinct, then we went to 100 Center Street, Manhattan Court. I got arraigned, met a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I was scared to call my family, bro, because I done broke my mom's heart so much. I was like, dang, I'll tell her this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I ain't really
yeah.
called my mom for the first couple of days, bro. Like I was like, I ain't calling nobody. I wound up calling my baby moms though when I got to the island, but I didn't want to tell nobody, son. I was
Yeah,
disappointed, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
back then, I think it's still like that. I don't know, but back then, when you got 2 open cases, you can't get no bail on the second one. You heard? So
okay.
yeah, so they took me in and they said there was no bail because I had an open case for the gun possession, you heard? Which they gave me
Yeah,
this personal firearm, reckless endangerment. I let off a shot, but I ain't shoot at nobody. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I
yeah,
was, anyway, anyway, I went in. They said there was no bail. They took me from the Understanding Street to the bookings and sent me to Rikers Island. You know,
yeah, yeah.
my first time on Rikers Island, bro, and it was lit.
So what
That
was
was
your feeling? What was your feeling on that ride? Like, I guess pulling up, you know what I'm saying, on the bus. What was your feeling like?
I was my feelings was everywhere from the precinct. You heard
Mm,
like there was a dude, man. I ain't never got to see him again. His name was Kano. You heard? He was from
hmm.
Manhattan somewhere. I ain't never got to see him again. We was talking. You heard? He
Yeah,
had
yeah.
came in. He had a gauze pad on his face when he came in. You know what I'm saying? There was a party. It's word of my mother. There was a party on a boat, I guess. A Jay-Z party on a yacht in South Street Seaport, and a riot broke out, and
Mm,
somebody cut him. And he cut somebody too, so he was locked up for what he did. Plus, he was coming in. He had the whole. He was, he had a gauze or something on, taped on his face.
yeah, yeah,
But he
yeah.
was telling me, he was like, "Yo, get ready, bro. You going to the island?" I was like, "Yeah, I know." He was like, "Yo, get ready." And he was trying to
Mm,
school me like, "Yo, look, B, ain't nobody your friend. You know what I'm saying? Be careful with people." So when I got there, everybody I was meeting on the way to the island, I wasn't talking to nobody. Yeah,
okay.
I was just, I was just sitting there with the face, like I don't want to be bothered. Like I just was not talking to nobody. I wasn't trying to make no friends. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
wanted to, get to the island and see what happens. When I got to the island, we got there in the middle of the night. Got processed. They sent me to Mar 4. In Mar 4, nobody bothered me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no gangs, but nobody bothered me. It was like nobody, you know what I'm saying, cared if I was there or not. You heard? Like nobody bothered me, you heard?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got on the phone with no problem. Nobody bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Uh, all the stories where they say, and the phones thing is really serious. I guess just God had a hedge of protection over me, that I recognize now more than ever. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
first time on the island, that first couple of weeks, like it was nobody really bothered me until I started to make myself known. Then I got in trouble. You know what I mean?
All
But
right. So wait, what year? Now, what year is this that you hit the island?
this is 1998, man.
Nah, yeah.
July 2nd, 1998 is when I went in the island. I was
Okay.
18 going on 19. You heard? And
Oh yeah. So he was young, young. Yeah.
I was young, you heard? I mean, some people go there younger, but I was pretty young. I was almost going to adults. A month later, I went to adults. I hit the island, I hit the forbid, and it was weird, bro. You had little dudes, you know what I'm saying, baiting to the police. Like, it was just something, it was just weird, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't like that part. My
Yeah.
first situation on the island, too, I met Shorty Brolick. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Bauer. I love Eddie
Mhm.
Bauer. That was my first friend. You know what I'm saying? And the first fight I seen. And they
Yeah, yeah,
fought,
yeah.
and he fought because of me. You know what I'm saying?
Held you
Uh,
down. Word.
it was weird, bro. But everybody move around. You got a whole bunch of young kids with all this energy. You know what I'm saying? And trying to make a name for themselves. They be moving around all crazy. You know what I mean? The
Mm-hmm.
day room. You go in it. I ain't like the day room, son. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never want to get trapped up in no day room. Hey, I go watch TV, but I ain't like the 4 building day room. It was like a little room. Open the door, you go sit down, watch
Yeah,
TV,
yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? A lot used to jump off in the day room. A lot
Mm.
used to jump off in that day room back then, and in the bathrooms too. That's a lot of that's
Yeah.
also, dudes used to pop off a lot in there. You know what I mean? When you pop off in the day room, you got a little time too before the police actually know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the day room was a spot where you see a lot of action back then. You feel me? A lot of people got hurt. You know what I'm saying? People was getting herbed in there, you know, or hurt. Yo, robbery was a culture. You know, back in the 90s, I don't know how it is today. I think it's probably worse today. But back in the 90s, robbery was like part of the culture. You heard? Dudes was
Yeah.
robbing people even if they didn't have to rob people. It was just like a sign of a dominance, you know, like I could just take things from people. You know what I
It's
mean?
like the alpha male type thing. Like, all right,
Word. And if
got a
they
night, like,
people
yeah.
and people, I guess people thought that if they was robbing people like that, you know, they get the respect in the streets and in the jails. You know what I mean? I wasn't
Yeah.
like that. I caught some robberies, but I wasn't really like that. It was just like I would rob somebody if I really, really had to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I felt like
But
if I
then and
really,
then you
really,
also had what about the friendly extortion? Like, or
I
nah?
seen that a lot too.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, yo, listen, I almost got extorted. Well, they tried to extort me. You know, some dude, man, from the Lower East Side Manhattan, they called him LES, you heard? He tried to extort me, bro. I was 18. He was an SPA. He was one of the older dudes that used to come to our dormitory to make sure, you know what I'm saying, that we all right or whatever, you heard?
Yeah.
So he used to come through and son tried to talk me out of my Reebok Classics. Wifey brought me up at the time, my girl. She brought me some Reebok Classics. He was like, yo, let me rock those for the visit. Yo, I didn't, I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, rocking for the visit. On the visit, you wear these slipper things, you heard? But he tried to
Yeah.
rock me to sleep. He thought I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? He tried me, whatever, whatever. But I knew a lot of people. You know, people knew me from the Bronx. And when I made a, you know what I'm saying, when I made a stink about it, you know what I mean? People was like, yo, don't play with him like that, son.
So then
So he
that let
tried.
me ask you that. Let me ask you that. What was the I guess the situation that you felt like it's what it kind of set the tone for you? Like, all right, son is not, I mean, don't play with son. Like son is gonna he gonna
Yo,
ride for his.
I went to the box for 10 days because this kid, he won a slap box. He was, you know, I was chilling. Yo, Eddie Bauer had me. You feel me? I wasn't, you know, this is right before I turned king. I turned king in the box. But this kid won a slap box, you know? And I don't like to
Yeah.
play with the hands, you know? So he was trying to play with me, and I'm saying, jokey, jokey. You know, he was a cornball, huh? But people thought he was real. He was blood, too. But I think he was a cornball. I ain't like him, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he came up to me, trying to play with me. I told him, I don't play with the hands, fam. You know what I'm saying? This is the second time. That was the first time it happened because it happened again years later. You know what I'm saying? But he kept on, you know what I'm saying, joking, whatever. He said something stupid. So I assaulted him. You know what I mean? I just wanted him to know to not play with me like that. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I beat him up and the police was watching. I ain't go to the day room, bathroom, nothing. They threw me in a box for 10 days. You know? When I got to the box, you know what I'm saying? This brother named Indio from the Bronx. It's my man, son. Love him, son. My brother named Indio from the box. He was like, yo, where you know, so we got cool. I knew him in the Bronx, but I wasn't cool with him like that. You heard?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I knew him, he was cool with one of my brothers, but we wasn't cool like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we never hung out. So now he in a box too, and we used to shoot each other letters. We used to talk all day. He's like, yo, be a king, son. Why don't you join us? So he sent me the mission. He sent me all the information. He was teaching me about it for 10 days. So when I came out, you know what I mean? This dude, man, named Cisco, crowned me. And I joined the nation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So wait, all right. So while he was schooling you, this is all right. So this is what, like 9, 8, 9, 9.
9-8, bro.
All right. So at this time, though, and then I guess you already done got it on with one of the Bloods anyway. So at this
Yeah,
time,
now the blood kid, I can't remember his name, but he ain't had a lot of respect like that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
He was like, though, he just wanted to be down, you know what I'm saying? And they let
yeah,
him in.
yeah.
Back then, to be blood, you had to put in work. So he
Mm,
must have did something, but I wasn't scared of him. He looked like a cornball to me. You know what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
you. I
Yeah.
feel you. So then I guess what was that like? As far as now, they crown you, and did that change as far as now how you was moving around on the island, or did it like?
No, it changed, what changed about it was all of a sudden, everybody, I got all these brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were showing me the ropes, and now God bless them. A lot of them I love to this day. King Toke, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Blaze, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Shout it out.
Liddy,
Shout it out.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I shot them out, man. A lot of them, the initial kings that I met, bro, I fell in love with that, bro. Red, you know what I'm saying? From Long Island, you know what I mean? Like, I was having a good time, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. But I didn't stay too long in the 4 building. I turned adults. When I turned adults, you know what I mean? They sent me to the 6 building. Well, when I got sentenced, because I took the first plea, they ran it concurrent. When I went to court, I'm there like 3 months in the 4 building, and I went to court. They was like, "Yo, the Fortune Society had my back." They came to court for me. It was like,
Oh,
"Yo,
that's
this
what's
kid
up.
got a chance. Yeah, this kid got a chance." You know, they didn't want to see me do a lot of time, so the judge ran my 2 cases concurrent, and they gave me a year. So now I'm there 3 months. So I got 5 more months. I gotta be on the island unless I lose my good time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I got back the next day, I was in the 6th building. You heard?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the 6th building, a lot of people think that the 6th building is sweet. And it could be. It could be sweet because a lot of people going home in the 6th building. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
want to do it. But it's still jail and it's still criminals. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And when I got to the 6th building, you know, it got crazy over there. You know, that year the 6th building was on fire, man. At least for me and a couple I caught a new charge. You know what I'm saying? They arrested me. You heard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I got to the 6th building, all the kings, they showed me nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? A lot of blood showed me love too. I didn't understand the king and the blood beef. You know, like even before then, I mean, hold on. Let me revert back. Before I went to the 6th
Yeah.
building, I gotta tell you something too. Yo, when I came out the box when I'm 10 days, I apologize. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Is that cool?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Cause I gotta show you something people be doing, and I ain't understand it, and I ain't like it, bro.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, because there's racial issues, you know what I'm saying, in New York City jails that I don't think that don't make no sense to me because we all from New York and in the streets, we don't have
Yeah.
those same
Yeah.
issues. But when I came out the box, Officer Cologne too, with the lazy eye, people gonna remember who I'm talking about when they see this. I'm gonna say his name, man. Officer Cologne did me like a sucker, bro. You heard?
Yeah.
Uh, he sent me to 3 main. And back then you had Ali Mo and a bunch of wild, crazy blood kids, huh? And I'm coming out. I just got, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming out Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? I just learned my lessons, but I ain't get crowned yet. It's right before I got crowned. But they all at the A and B gate watching me. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, where you from? They talking to me in my ear. I don't know them. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So I felt the vibe, like, yo, something bad about to happen. You know, my spider senses started kicking in. And
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
and Cologne, he from my neighborhood. He know me. So he was doing this just to be a to me. Excuse my language. He was doing it just to be mean to me, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because he was telling me, he was like, I'm gonna put you in the worst house in the building. Da, da. At the time, that was like one of the worst houses. So they at the A and B gate watching me. You know what I'm saying? He doing a transfer. When I walk in, everybody grilling me, bro. You heard? They already know you Puerto Rican kid. They already assumed that I was Latin King. So I went to my cell and I didn't unpack, bro. I was like, nah, I'm not staying here, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't,
Yeah. Yeah.
my heart pumping. I'm like, yo, nah, I'm gonna die here. You heard? That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Bro. You know what I mean?
Word.
That's how I felt. You heard? So they sent a doja. That was my second fight there. They sent a doja. Son kept walking past my cell. I had my cell open because I knew I just wanted to get it over with. You know what I'm saying? So son kept walking past my cell looking in. You know? So I'm like, damn, he about to, you know what I'm saying? I thought they was gonna jump me, and they was, you know, but they was sending him first. I guess he was one of the crash dummies, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm sitting on the bed and I'm like, yo, he's gonna come in here, I'm gonna rock his world. I said that to myself. If he come in here, I'm gonna hurt him. You know what I mean? So he came and he stopped in front of myself. He got his hand up. He's trying to start a conversation with me. Like, your son, where you from? I told him, I was like, yo, my man, I don't want to talk, B. Just do what you came here to do. You
Mm.
heard? And son rushed into my cell. When he rushed into my cell, we start fighting. Son can't fight. So bing, 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 he catch the worst end of it, and I pushed him out myself. It was like a couple of seconds. Bing, 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 pushed him out myself. Son flew out my cell. He flew backwards, and I slammed the door. Bam! When I slammed the door, man, kids came, oh, like dogs in the kennel. They all came to my
Mm.
window. Oh, I was like, oh, I knew it. I felt it.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so they telling me, they're like, yo, we gonna F you up when you come out that cell, homie. So I'm looking at him like, yo, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You just gonna have
Yeah,
to do it because
yeah,
I ain't got
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you know. So I slammed the door. As soon as the door slammed, they all came by. The police came to my cell. You heard? They told everybody lock in, lock in. They locked everybody in. The officer came to my cell. He like, yo, you a king or something? I said, I'm just Puerto Rican right now. He said, oh man, I'm gonna get you out of here. You heard?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Word.
So my feelings was hurt though, cause I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't had a problem with nobody there. You feel me? So they packed me up and they sent me to another house, which was like some kids was blood, some kids was king. You know what I mean? But it was cool. That's where I met Cisco at, and he crowned me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then I went to the sixth building, and it was just I had a blast. I had the time of my life. You heard? I'm not
Mm.
gonna lie to you. You heard? I was having too much fun. I got in trouble. You know, I started to let my knees hang stupid. You
Yeah,
heard?
yeah, yeah. So what do you
Word.
feel like, I guess, because a lot of people who don't know out there with the Kings, I mean, a lot of people, the first time a lot of people heard about it was, remember that HBO special back in the day with the they had like King Blood, I think, was on there, and it was like a big they made it like a documentary. And it was like
I never met no King Blood. You know, he was already up top doing his life
yeah,
sentence
yeah.
before I got in. You know what I'm saying? God bless him. You heard?
But what would you want to tell people as far as the I guess the what's the word? Like the how they painted the Kings in that documentary. That's when a lot of
the
people,
misconceptions and all
yeah,
that.
yeah, of
Yo,
of of the nation as
a
far as
lot
the
of
Kings.
times, you know what I'm saying, especially back then too, you know, we didn't have, you know, back then we didn't have what we have today. You know, today a lot of kids front on their own. They got their camera phones, they fronting, they making movies. You know what I'm saying? Back then, you know, HBO came to your block, you was showing out. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah,
You know, back then things was a little bit realer. Like keeping it real was like the rule, bro. You heard?
yeah,
Keeping it
yeah,
real was the
yeah,
rule. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of real people and that came from hard times, you know what I mean? So a lot of
yeah,
them was
yeah.
misunderstood. You know, that's why I tell kids now, like, don't join no gang, bro. You feel
Facts.
me? Like, nah, don't do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Heal your childhood traumas and be somebody. You know what I mean? Because we could tell all the war stories in the world we want, you know what I'm saying? But the negativity just breed more negativity, man, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
man. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
that's real. That's real. That's real right there. That's
Nah,
super
for real.
solid.
You know, it was all fun and games when I was younger. You know, I ain't take life seriously. You know what I'm saying? Till one day I'm 40 years old and I don't got a career. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. You know, I got to work for somebody else. You know, once I started to turn legal, I only really started this legal stuff you know what I'm saying, not too many years ago. You feel me?
Right, right,
So
right.
you don't want to live like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your education, learn. You know, knowledge is key. Because back then, you know, all the documentaries you see, if you pay attention, you analyze it. This is not a lot. There wasn't a lot of educated brothers in these gangs like that. You heard?
Yeah.
You know, there was a
Word.
lot of broken, hurt and broken teenagers and all that joining these gangs. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them. You know, I was just lost in my own world. I ain't know life like I should have. Feel me? I knew
Yeah,
pain. You know what I'm saying? I knew depression. I knew being broke. I knew, you know what I mean? But you
yeah,
could come out.
yeah.
You don't need to join a gang. You don't need to sell no drugs. You could be successful from the hood, bro. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Word, you really
That's a
could.
fact. I
You know,
think
so all
I was telling somebody, like, that's one of the things, growing up, a lot of people don't tell you is like not just the harsh, because a lot of people used to come back from jail or prison and they would act like it was almost like a stamp, you know what I'm saying? Like a badge of
badge of honor.
honor. Yeah, like, oh yo, you held it down son while you was in there, but the kid who they would never celebrate the kid who just came back from college. You know what I'm saying?
You know what
So
I'm
it's like the
saying?
double standard as far as and then growing up in the hood is like, all right, you celebrate somebody who's holding it down, we say in prison or in jail, but not the kid who just went to college, you know what I'm saying? Unless he, I don't know,
And
was
they don't see that it was part of the setup, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We really got an establishment that run America full of demons. You feel me? And they
yeah,
don't want
yeah.
to see blacks and Latinos take over this piece, bro. You
Yeah,
heard?
that's a fact.
So
That's
they
a fact.
and I don't got race issues. You know what I'm saying? I know some cool white people, some cool Chinese people, but the bottom line is there is an establishment that's been keeping blacks and Latinos and other races trying to keep them down forever here. You know what I mean?
I think you made a good point too, because you saying like it's a war as far as Bloods and Lion Kings and on the island or Spanish and Black, but then it's not that. That's not what it is on the streets of New York. So it's
Yo, it's
like,
stupid, bro.
mm,
Yo, listen, man, I'm from the Bronx, New York, bro. I'm Puerto Rican. I ain't never been to Puerto Rico, fam. You hear me?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I've been in the Bronx my whole life, bro, in and out, jails and all that. And so I don't like racism, bro. You heard?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like I know my roots. Like if you really Puerto Rican, you know we came from African people too. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never like that because I grew up in a Jamaican hood. You heard?
yeah,
So
yeah,
so you mean to tell me I grew up in a Jamaican hood when I go to the island, y'all not gonna like me because I'm Puerto Rican?
yeah,
I'm not supposed to like you because you black. I didn't like that. Now, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of cool black brothers that they wasn't like that neither. They ain't like it neither. But the gang culture kind of made it look like that. You heard? More
yeah.
than anything,
And
the
you kind
man
of
down.
gotta, you gang coach, you gotta follow protocol too. So you gotta kind of fall in
Yo,
line with,
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I want people to know, man, because I got a lot of bros that I still consider my bros, but I don't really care about no gang, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You could be Latin King, and I might not like you as a person. And if I don't like you as a person, I'm not riding with you, bro.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
41 years old. We're not doing that no more. That's corny. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Back in the
that's a
days, it
fact.
was cool. When I first joined the Kings, I liked the day rules. It was about the people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I took it as. I was like, oh, I could get down with that. It's about people. You know what I'm saying? It's about uplifting. It's about
Mm-hmm.
holding each other down. I was cool with that part. But what I learned from it is though all those dudes that taught me that, sometimes your main enemy be your own kind, son. You heard?
Now
You
that's
know,
a fact, yo. So for y'all watching out there, that's what a fact. That's something when they recruiting you, they don't tell you like, yo,
they
listen,
don't tell you.
a lot of people
They don't
die.
tell
It
you
be the people that be next to them that know them. Yeah,
fast as they'll put you down in the gang is as fast as they'll put you down, son. You know
yeah,
what I'm
that's a
saying?
fact.
There's no real loyalty anymore amongst thieves. You feel
Mm,
me? And I'm a rey, but I fell back a lot. You know what I'm saying? After a lot of
yeah,
things I've seen, sometimes you get an order to take your own man out. You feel me? And you like, damn, I love this dude. You feel me? So now you at a war with yourself. You either gonna choose this order or be on the menu, you know what I'm saying? Or you gonna take something out and regret it.
yeah.
You
That
know?
part. That's the part they don't tell you, bro. That's the
Word.
part they'll tell you that when you sign up, they leave that part out.
They leave that part out. You
Yeah,
heard? Like,
that's
there's a
a
lot of
fact.
brothers that kept it real, you know what I'm saying? But everybody knows, man, your worst enemy be your own set, bro. You
Mm,
feel me? Word.
that's a
You know
fact.
what I'm saying?
Let me. All right,
You
so let
know,
me switch it up. Let me ask you this: what's one of the craziest situations you think you've seen or the most shocking thing you've seen while you was behind the wall?
oh
Like,
man, son,
oh,
you know, I ain't no killer, bro. You know what I'm saying? I did my time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't one of those dudes cutting everybody up and all that. I thought that was dumb. You know what I'm saying? If you can't use these, you know what I'm saying? I don't really respect you like that. But yo, one of the craziest things I ever seen, bro. I've seen a lot of craziness. But one of the
mm,
craziest things I ever seen, I was in Comstock, New York. This is later on in life, you heard?
yeah,
On
yeah,
I was in Comstock, New York, and I went to the yard one day, and this blood kid came up to the Land Kings. He was like, "Yo, do me a favor, tell all your hermanitos to stay at the handball court." So we like, all right. I don't know if you can see me anymore, man. The sun went down.
oh yeah, yeah. Nah, just you was good. How you had it? Yeah, you good
Yo,
like that?
so Comstock, New York.
Uh huh.
I'm in the yard, and this blood kid came to the Kings. He was like, "Yo, tell all your hermanitos to like stay at the handball court. It's about to go down." So he was putting us on point. The blood kid. So the Bloods was going at it with the Muslims at the time. You heard? So I gather up a lot of Puerto Rican kids. I'm like, yo, everybody come to the, you know what I'm saying? Come to the base, to the handball court. So we chilling on the handball court to stay out the way. And it went off, bro. I was watching, I'm looking around, and it looked like, you ever seen the movie Braveheart?
Yeah.
Where the warriors is running after straight into each other.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody had a banger. You heard? Everybody had a banger on them or something. And a bunch of brothers just started running towards each other. The Bloods started running towards the Muslims. The Muslims started running towards the Bloods. And they just started airing each other out, bro. Like, I don't know. If it wasn't 30, 40 of them all together, I'm watching dudes fall down, getting snuffed, getting back up, fighting, bleeding. You know what I mean? The police lick a shot in the air from the tower, so we all lay on our stomach. But those that didn't lay on their stomach, they just kept, but the Bloods and the Muslims, they didn't lay down. They kept going at it. Police came, they got involved. Now they trying to fight they fighting the police off of them. The police trying to lock everybody up. Bro, dudes was bleeding everywhere, son. That was crazy to me.
That's a whole riot. You just saw a whole war.
Yo, I just watched the whole war. It was crazy, son. They was not playing. I don't know what the situation was about. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't remember all that politics, you know what I'm saying? But I remember son came up to us. He was like, yo, tell all your bros to play the handball court. And then maybe not even 5 minutes later, bro, boom, they was killing each other in the Comstock yard. Yeah, word. It was crazy.
Just like that. Yeah, that's crazy, yo.
Just like that.
It's like that quick. Just anything. That's crazy. And so that for y'all that don't know Comstock, that's a prison though, not Rikers. That's a prison in New York up top.
Yeah,
in the mountains.
The real name of the prison is Great Meadows Correctional Facility, but it's in Comstock, New York, is the town it's in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Word. And it's lit over there. That's probably one of the worst prisons in the world. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, that's locked up. It's like one of the Atticas and Clintons. You know what I mean? I've never been to Attica or Clinton, but you hear about it. That's one of the bad ones too, man. Comstock, New York. Great Meadows. There's killers in there. You heard?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You be uncomfortable. How gangster you think you are, son? When you alone in a place like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You think about death sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what was the worst part though of being in prison, especially up in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? And you can't get in touch with your family and all that. For me, my worst part was I wanted to make it home so bad just to make sure my moms and my sisters was good. You heard? Because I felt left everybody, bro, to fend for themselves and to see. You know what I mean? And I used to have those dreams, especially in Comstock, around all that evil. I used to have nightmares, bro, about something bad happening to my moms or something bad happening to my sisters, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just for the birds, bro.
Yeah. Now I be trying to, like I said, that's why the one thing I like about these interviews is like you could tell people, who really been through it. Like, listen, it's not what y'all want to do with your life. Just say what you want to do. What I mean? It's not glamorous. You know what I'm saying? And this is something where you hear from somebody who really been through it, who been on, you know what I'm saying, been on that side of the fence and could tell you and survived it and lived on it, saying this is not where you want to go. This ain't what you want to do. You know what I mean? And I respect everybody, especially you for, letting people know that and sharing your story. You know what I mean?
It was like and it's sad to say this, bro. When I was younger, it was like a rite of passage. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's part.
Look at it, and even me, I looked at it like that at a certain point in time. You feel me? But at the end of the day, bro, that's a waste of life. That's a waste of years that you don't get back. Now, don't get me wrong. I met a lot of people that I love to this day. You heard?
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't say nothing about these dudes. I love them. You heard? But at the end of the day, though, I rather would have been successful with them in the world than successful with them in the penitentiary.
Yeah. So let me ask you this though. Now going through Rikers and then having to hit Comstock, did you feel like once you was in prison, you had to something like you had to change in order to adapt to that environment in order to
Nah,
survive?
yo, I'm gonna tell you something about me, bro. I ain't no killer because the nigga survived, you heard?
Yeah.
And that's not even cool. But what I'm saying is this: I'm me, bro, and I like to have fun, and I like to show love. I love love, you heard? So
Yeah.
I wasn't. That was what got me in a lot of trouble, was that I wasn't going to change. You
Mm.
feel me? You know, if I don't like something, I don't do it. You
Yeah,
heard?
yeah.
I don't care who's the leader. I don't care who's the boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a conscience. I gotta live with myself.
Yeah,
You
that's a
heard?
fact.
So a lot of things I do my dirt by my lonely, bro. That's why it used to be frustrating being a king, you heard? Because I like to do my dirt by my lonely, you heard?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
do. I do. I like to be the popular loner. Like I like for niggas to know me and don't, but just leave me alone, you heard? Or let's
Yeah.
party. Either we gonna have a good time or we gonna have no time, you heard?
Mm.
So my first 8 months, my first time I was on the island, I showed out a little bit. I did. I showed out. I had fun. You know, at first I was scared. Don't get me wrong. But once I realized, yo, this is just another human being, son, and I could fight.
Yeah.
You heard?
Yeah.
That fear started to dwindle. The fear turned into fun. You heard?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
snap, I'm getting my rites of passage. You know what I mean? But my second time going to prison and my third time going to prison, I started to say to myself, man, how stupid am I, bro? You know what I
Mm.
mean? You feel me? Like I wasn't
Yeah.
mad at nobody but myself after a while. You know what I mean? Because how stupid are you, yo? Like you already know this is a waste of time.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Why you back here? You feel me? You know, I like money, I like girls, I I gotta have to change how I get all of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Word.
yeah.
'Cause getting it, this way, you don't get to keep it.
Yeah,
Crime,
yeah,
criminal
yeah.
activity. You could work at McDonald's and get the stuff you want, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You could work in Wendy's, bro. You could do some construction. You could start your own business with nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If
it's
you
a fact,
want
bro. Just take
to
just
do
it's not take hard work. You gotta take the long route, but it's worth it in the end. All right, so I
it, work.
gotta ask you. All right, so let me ask you this then. I'm gonna ask you this then. All right, we gotta talk about prison. We gotta ask you this. Did you see any predators in there as far as the bandits, the booty bandits in
Let
New
me,
York State Prison?
yo, let me tell you something about, you hear a lot of stories about these bandits and all that. You
Yeah.
heard? But let me tell you something, a lot of dudes be fronting. Because New
Mm.
York and New Jersey, we not really like that, son. You heard? If you see two dudes with each other, they both wanted that, bro. Excuse my language,
Yeah, yeah.
for the most part, they was down together. Now,
Mm.
now I ain't saying that it don't happen at all, but it's really rare. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
If you see I seen a dude in Comstock, you know what I'm saying, had a girlfriend. You heard? She had
Yeah.
dude. I don't want to call it a girl. It's a dude. You heard?
Oh,
They be born.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, God forgive me. God, I'm not homophobic, but listen, bro, you was born a boy. I'm gonna call you a boy.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
heard?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stop doing that, because a lot of kids is confused, and that's the devil lied to you. You heard?
Yeah, it's a
But
fact.
the devil not gonna lie to me though. You heard?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Your name is Eric, not Erica. Yo, stop playing with me, yo. You
Yeah,
heard? But
yeah,
you can
yeah.
live, you can live how you want to live. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, don't ask me to call you a girl when you're not. But I remember a dude, some was a killer. I don't remember his name, but you could tell by his aura and all that, how he spun the yard and all that. He wasn't scared, you heard?
Mm.
And he used to spin the yard with a whole and they was living their own life. They was in their own world. You heard? They ain't involving nobody. They just spinning y'all. Them too. I don't remember. Somebody gonna see this and remember his name, man. I hope they put it in the comments. But I don't remember dude name and none of that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
None of that. But I used to see him spin the Comstock yard with a whole train. You heard?
Mm,
And he didn't care with nobody. He probably air you out if you judge him. You heard?
mm.
He probably had a million years to do. Was never going home. You know what I'm saying? Said whatever, dude. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's
Well,
crazy. So for the most part, you saying like, nah, the people They be with that. They ain't nobody taking nothing. They with that. You know what I'm saying? They
Well, let
with
me
that.
tell you, I got a story for you too, though, man. I gotta tell you this, bro. I have to because you brought it up. There was a dude, man, white boy. His name was Archie. He's dangerous. You hear me?
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
dangerous. He's not a bandit. Check it out. I met him. Because they sent me to psychiatric. I was in Southport one time, and I got into mad arguments with dudes, and they sent me to psychiatrics. You know, around the time when George Bush was dropping the bombs on Baghdad. You heard?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was playing around, telling everybody it was the end of the world and we was all about to die. I was bugging out. And they sent me to psychiatric. I was just having fun. Like I wasn't crazy. I was just playing.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, we all gonna die. So I was just
yeah.
causing just being stupid. So they sent me to 5 Points to the psychiatrist first, and then they sent me to Marcy. You know what I'm saying? I was in Southport doing a year. When I lost my tooth, I knocked the police out. But anyway.
Oh, you can't just skip over that though. You knocked police out, and that's how you lost. No?
Yeah, that's how I lost my tooth.
So that's like, so you can win, but they coming back, right?
Yo, I wish I never did that, though.
Yeah.
The whole time, I blood for 3 days. I was peeing blood. Yo. But check
all right. But when you put him out, did you put him out like, you know what I'm saying? He was asleep?
Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you that, yo. Let me tell you about Archie, though. Archie is this white boy. He was from upstate New York, somewhere near Buffalo. You heard? When he was 16 years old, he told me the story. He was my neighbor in 5 Points.
Okay.
He told me his story, and I'm gonna tell you, he never going home, man. God bless him. I like him, and nobody likes him. He crazy. Yo, he was a kid in front of a store. The police left their car on. You heard?
Yeah.
And son stole the police car. Let him on a high-speed chase, but he crashed. He was like 17, 16, 17. So they sent him to jail, right? He only had like 5 years to do at that time. And they put him in a cell with this dude who was telling him how he used to his kids, you know?
Oh.
So the dude's telling Archie how he used to his kids, and Archie's getting disgusted by the story. So he storms dude out. He storms dude to death, bro. You heard?
Yeah.
My dude Archie, and they gave him life for it, bro.
Oh wow.
Word.
Yeah.
He went in there to do 5 years. He wound up with life, bro. Word.
So let that be a lesson to y'all watching too, man. Like everybody don't make it back out of there, you know. Like,
sometimes you go in there. I caught a new case too. You know, I told you in the 6th, but they beat it. You know, I mean, I beat it. I didn't beat it. I got it dropped down to a misdemeanor. You know what I'm saying? Because Muslim dude got cut, but he didn't get cut with a razor. I pushed his head into the beam, and then it split. And then he tried to say I cut him, but I ain't cut him. You know what I mean? We were fighting, and I slammed his face into the beam, and it looked like a cut the way it popped, but it wasn't a cut, bro. And he didn't sleep, but he held it down.
You always give that respect if you hold it down. Like even if somebody be an op, but if they hold it down, you give them that respect. Like, all right, you ain't no rat. I gotta.
Well, I'm not no killer, you know what I'm saying? We was fighting for the stupidest reason too. You know? We was fighting for, you know, back in the days in the 6th building, they used to have dudes that used to wash clothes, but they wasn't no chumps. That was they hustle. He'd be like, yo, give me 2 packs of cigarettes. I wash 2 outfits for you. You know what I'm saying? So son had my outfit in a bucket and he wasn't washing it. So I asked him, like, yo, my man, you just gonna let it soak forever? So he was like, yo, calm down. I said, you know what? Just give me my packs back. I'll do it myself. So he told me no. So when he told me no, I snuffed him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we got it on. You know what I mean? And I
like, hold up. You got it on soak for too long, my man. Hold up.
Yo, why you just letting it soak like that? He had it in the bucket. Word. But you want to hear about how I lost my tooth?
Yeah, because you said you skipped over that. You said, yo, you popped on police, put police to sleep.
Well, I popped back because Officer Raposa, this is on file too somewhere in Fishkill Correctional. I left Kasaki. They sent me to Fishkill. I was selling weed Fishkill for 2 Latin King kids who was getting it in the building. The dep tried to get me to snitch, bro. He brought me in his office one day, like, yo, where you getting your stuff at? We know you getting money. I'm like, yo, you lying, bro. You don't know nothing. I disrespected the dep. He set me up. The dep didn't like the way I talked to him. You heard?
Yeah.
So the way I talked to him, he didn't like it. So New Year's, that was a couple of days before New Year's. On New Year's, we had a party in my dormitory. Shout out to Webb, man, my homie Webb, man, from Middletown, New York. I ain't never seen him again. I wish I could see him again, bro. I haven't seen him in years. But me and Webb, we wrote up. I had like, I don't know, like 5 grams of bud. I wrote them all in sticks, and I passed the bud. I spread love for New Year's, you know?
Yeah.
Sticks over here, a stick over here, stick over there to different sections. So dudes could, and the Spanish dudes made that hooch, you know, and that Morito Mambo. So we was partying for New Year's when after 4 o'clock in the morning after the party, we threw the squad came and they took a bunch of us to go get piss tests. And I came up dirty, bro.
Yeah.
So now I'm dirty. They gave me 60 days in a box, but the dep did that on purpose. So in Fishkill, you got these 2 officers, they father and son. Their last name is Raposa. I don't care if they see this. I don't like y'all. You heard? But anyway.
Yeah.
For the father Raposa, and then in the nighttime, the son used to come in, and his name was Raposa too. You heard? So it was father and son officers. So one day, the father said something to me, bro, in my cell. He told me to pick up my cell because he didn't like where my books was at. I had the books under this little table thing they had in the cells. So I told him, I said, you got to show me in the rule book where it says I can't do that. Because they give you these little green rule books.
Yeah.
Show you all the rules. And so that's not a rule. He was just trying to be a bully, huh?
Yeah.
And I was right back there. I was like 160, 170, but I was cut. All I did was eat my potatoes and push-ups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm 22 years old at the time, you know? So son came to my side, he was like, yo, pick that up. He was just trying to start with me. So I told him, yo, you got to show me in the rule book where I can't do that. So he was like, all right, you want to play those games? Da-da-da-da. Anyway, he went home after his shift, you heard? His son took over. His son takes over in the night. Him and Officer Lestage. And if the Attorney General ever see this man, check them dudes. They dirty. Anyway, in Fishkill box, on shower days, they normally start from the first cell to the last cell, or from the last cell to the first cell. You heard?
Yeah.
But this particular day, they started at my cell. My cell was number 24. You heard?
Yeah.
So, and they didn't come to cuff me. They're supposed to cuff you from the slot, walk you to the shower, throw you in the shower, uncuff you, get past you the razor if you want one. You take a shower, you get cuffed again. They take the razor, they put you back in your cell. That's not what they did. Yo, my cell cracked open. So I looked out. I looked at the tail. I said, yo, why you cracked my cell? He said, shower. I said, nah. I said, yeah, something. You know what I mean? But I put my slippers on anyway. I went for it. So when I get, they don't cuff me. I'm like, yo, I'm not cuffed. I'm walking uncuffed with my towel, with my boxes and my slippers. And I go in the shower. He gave me a razor. So I'm like, that's odd. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not. So I knew something was up. But after I shaved and all that and took my shower, when I came out the shower, he didn't cuff me again, you heard? And I got the razor in my hand. He was like, yo, throw it in the thing in the property room. So now on the tier, there's cameras, but the property room, there's no cameras. Huh? So I fell for it again. I felt like something was going to happen, though, but I just went with it.
Yeah.
So when I walked in the property room, they had this Tootsie Roll. You know, man, the Tootsie Rolls used to come in that plastic bucket thing back in the days. They had that bucket, that tube, or whatever it was, for the razors, to throw the used razors in it. And when I went to throw the razor in it, son snuffed me, you heard? And he hit like my little sister, bro, you heard? Like he wasn't strong like that, but it was just the disrespect.
Yeah.
So when he snuffed me, I freaked on him. I hit him back. You know what I mean? So son fell on me. So it was a setup. They already had pulled the pin. I didn't know. So when I hit him back, son fell. Officer Lestage came. Me and him fighting. Lestage was weak too, but all I heard was chains and feet running through through the tears. Oh, you hear, "Shah."
Yeah,
You
they
know what I mean?
coming.
I said,
Yeah.
oh man, here they come. Yo, they came in there and put the beats on me, you hear me? Like,
Yeah.
like altogether it was like 6 officers, you heard? They stomped me out. So that's not how I lost my tooth. The dude that I disrespected, told him, yo, I ain't tell, you know, he tried to get me to tell. He came running in. I can't remember his name. He came running in last minute while they got me cuffed. I was already cuffed after they stomped me out.
Mm.
They was kicking on my balls, bro. They was stomping on my liver, my kidneys, bro. They fractured my ribs. They fractured my ribs. They fractured my jaw. Then this dude comes in. He goes, yo, what happened? Officer Sarge, he exaggerating. You know what I mean? He's still on the floor like he heard. He was fronting, you heard?
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
and that dude comes in. He said, yo, what happened? He said, yo, this inmate's under the stress. He got out of the shower and assaulted me in the. I said, what? You lying, bro? You heard the
Mm-hmm.
dude said, oh, you want to hit my officers? He had like a football championship ring or something on, and I'm cuffed, and he snuffed me, bro, right in my face. Boom. He was
Yeah.
wild too. Dude is a strong looking dude. And he caught me. Boom. I saw 5 of him, son. You heard?
Yeah.
He didn't knock me out though.
But and
Word.
you cuffed.
And I'm cuffed and he ain't knocked me out. But he dazed me. And you know, I hear the whistles.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
No, and I'm dizzy. I'm like, oh man. So I see 3 of him. I see 5 of him. Then I see 3 of him. I'm starting to get my focus back, but he's talking to me. He's cursing me. He's saying something. I can't hear him. All I hear is the woo, you know what I'm saying, my ears. And then I'm choking. I'm choking on my tooth, man. You heard?
Wow.
So I spit it up in my tongue, and I'm swiveling it around. My whole mouth bloody. So then I start to hear him. He's saying something, but he sound like Snoopy feature. Wah, 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 you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, what you say? He said, son. I see one of him, and I spit the tooth out. I spit it right in his cheek. Bow, blood all out. Yo, he uppercut me again in my stomach. I lost all my wind, bro. You
Mm.
hear me? I lost all the wind in the world, son.
Wow.
Then they picked me up from my cuff, yo. They picked me up from my arms like they trying to break them. And they threw me in my cell. Now, you know, when you don't got your hands is not loose, your balance is off too. You heard?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They threw me in my cell. I crashed into my bed on my shoulder and the frames is metal. So
Yeah.
I'm laying on the floor like, oh man, son, like I'm thinking I'm dying, you heard? And that's when the adrenaline starts to calm down. That's when you start to feel all the pain. You
Yeah.
heard? Because at first, you know, when the adrenaline's still pumping, you don't really feel it. You feel it, but not like that.
Mm.
So the adrenaline calms down and I'm in pain, bro. My eye was completely shut, bro. You heard?
Mm.
This before I lost this eye. My eye was completely shut. You know what I mean? I'm laying on the floor. They came back, told me to uncuff. I put my hand through the slide, got up. It hurt to get up too. It
Mm.
was hard to get up without your hands too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I get up. I put my hands through the slot. They squeeze the cuff harder. I'm like, then they take the cuffs off. Then they come back. They leave. The Dep comes back. He's like, yo, V. My last name start with a V. You know what I'm saying? My real last name. He's like, yo, you got to go to the clinic. I'm like, I don't trust y'all. I'm not going nowhere. You know? So he was like, yo, you got 2 choices. You could either cuff up or we coming in there to get you. I said, you just gonna have to come get me, dog. Y'all trying to kill me anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he leaves, right? So when he left, I ripped my bed sheet, you heard? And
Mm-hmm.
I rolled up my mattress. You know, they had the mats, you could roll them. I
Yeah,
rolled
yeah.
up the mattress and I tied the mattress together, like to keep it in a circle. I
Yeah,
tied it
yeah.
up. I was gonna use that as a shield because I knew they was coming back to beat me up. Yeah.
Yeah,
My
yeah, yeah.
bro, I'm in pain everywhere. My elbows hurt. You know what I'm saying? My nuts hurt. My back
Mm.
hurt. I'm in pain, bro. So
Mm.
they came back and they rushed me. I threw the mattress up to try to guard for more hits. They got me on the floor anyway, though. They cuffed me. They took me to the clinic. When I got to the clinic, this little old black lady in Fishkill, She was beautiful, man. Beautiful older woman. You know what I'm saying? She was like 60, but she was real pretty, bro. And she saw me and she got scared for me, bro. You heard? She asked the officer that escorted me to the clinic. She knew him. She was cool with him. He wasn't part of the team that beat me up either, though.
Yeah,
And he was
yeah,
all right. That officer was all right. So when I got to the clinic, she saw my face. My eye was starting to close, you heard?
yeah,
So she
yeah.
was like, yo, they trying to kill you, young man. I said, yes, man. She said, yo, you're gonna do everything I told you to do. I'm gonna get you out of this prison. So I was like, all right. So she told the officer too. She was like, yo, I want you to, she was like, yo, this inmate is suicidal. Now, when she told me to follow, I said, I'm not suicidal. She was like, you suicidal because I said you was right now. I'm gonna get you out this chair. So I agreed, you know? So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I didn't know what was gonna happen. This, you know what I'm saying? But I said, yeah, I'm suicidal. So they made me sign some paper that I said that, right? And they sent me to the psychiatric to suicide watch. But I wasn't suicidal. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they took all my clothes, put me in a suicide watch, you know, for 3 days. It was cold in there too. But to
Oh,
save,
that little Ninja Turtle little strap on thing.
what happened?
Said the little one piece you gotta wear.
Yo, bro, they give you a paper robe, son, and
Damn.
some slippers that made out of like styrofoam or something, some soft stuff with happy face on them. You heard? They put you in a cell with no mattress, just this like thick, weird kind of, you can't even fold it kind of sheet. You know what I'm saying? Some weird, you know what I mean? Some weird piece of cloth. I don't know what it's called. I mean,
So nothing you
like
could
they
hurt
make,
yourself with, basically.
yeah. It looked like they make bulletproof vests out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
so they give you
Wow.
that. So they came back to the depth came and they gave me a year in the box. That's how I wound up in Southport. Yeah. Word. So on top of the 60 days, I had to do a year in the
On
box.
top of that.
Word. So they lied, bro. You know what I'm saying? They set me up, they did me dirty, beat me up. Then they gave me another year in the box. I was like, wow, like they did me dirty, you know?
Yeah.
From
So
there, I went to 5 points. From 5 points, I went to Marcy, Central New York Psychiatrics, and then they sent me to Sing Sing. I did 8 months in Sing Sing, and I went home, and then I went back later on in life. Huh?
yeah. I mean, yo, that's crazy for y'all watching, man. I'll just let y'all know y'all see how real it is. Guards ain't there to be your friends. They're not there to keep you safe. It can get ugly with them too. It's another reason why y'all should want to stay out them streets, stay out of prison, do things the right way.
The more north you go in New York, the more racist the police start to get. You know?
Mm.
I'll keep it real with you. And there's cool ones everywhere. You know, that's the thing about humans. Humans like a box of chocolate. Like you never really know what you're gonna get, so you
Yeah.
actually get to know them. That's why I don't. Even though white cops did me dirty, I don't take it out on all white people because I met some cool white people. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
they not with that. So I judge a man by not his skin color, but by how he represent himself. You feel me?
Facts,
But
facts.
racism is real, you know what I mean? And for my blacks and Latinos and Asian kids and Mexicans and all that, you know, the farther, if you're in New York and you see me, the farther up north you go in the system, the more racist the police become, you know?
Yeah.
And if you a herb, bro, if you're not really about that, the less respect they got for you, the more danger they are to you. You know what I mean? So, and even
That's
to the
right.
gangsters, it can happen to the illest killer. It can happen to the softest dude. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in there, bro. It's not no place where it's not a place built on love, bro. You heard? They're not there to love you. They there to tell you what to do, tell you when to piss, tell you when to shower, tell you when to eat. You know what I mean? Tell you when to sleep. You know, and they don't really care about you, bro. And you go up in the mountains thinking it's sweet, bro. You might not even come home. I know dudes that went up there for 1 or 3, and they probably still there till today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they get murdered and the police might claim, oh, he escaped or the other inmates killed him because police killed dudes, bro, and then they make up stories. You know, I almost got murdered, bro. You know, when they
Yeah.
jumped me in that property room in Fishkill, I thought I was gonna die, son. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for that old lady, bro, they probably would have killed me. You know what I mean?
Word.
So,
And they
word.
put you in the box after that. Like after
Then
y'all
they put
line me up, I gotta do a year in the box.
now they want to put you in a box
in another jail, when they do something like that and you kind of get away, you go to like my situation, you wind up around a bunch of doctors and all that. They want to ship you out as soon as possible because you could talk to the other inmates that was there and get statements from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And go against them in their case. But if you gone and they don't know what happened to you and they don't, you know what I mean?
It's so, so you could get like a bag, you get a lawsuit, you get a real bag, right?
Yo, Elliot Spitzer, bro. He was the attorney general at the time. Elliot Spitzer, I don't know if you know his story, but son, I guess he played with little girls or something. He lost, you know what I'm saying? He in politics. He got in trouble too later on in life. But back then he was the attorney general. He shot my lawsuit down, son, because I didn't have no witnesses. You heard? But the police on the statement, they had 6 witnesses said I did what I did when there was only 2 officers there to begin with in the beginning. You know what I mean? So they lied, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad Elliot Spitzer got caught out there being a little pervert. You know what I'm saying?
Super foul.
You know what I mean? That's karma, homie. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stop doing evil.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, but the more you go, the further up north you go, bro, they'll leave you up in the mountains, son. There's a lot of brothers you don't know that nobody know what happened to them for real. You know what I mean?
Word. Yeah, word. I mean, so shout it out. What's your let the people know where they can find you at, man. What we got going on? I know you got your YouTube, your new YouTube page, got some music on the way.
Yo, I got some old music too that still bang on you. You hear me? But I ain't gonna be like that. You heard? God bless y'all, man. Yo, my name Antonio Bicicleta, aka Latin Pain from the Boogie Down Bronx. I represent Wounded Empathetic Thoughts and Real Life Real Spit. You hear me? You can find me on Facebook, Antonio Bicicleta, Twitter, Latin Pain, and IG is Wounded Empathetic Thoughts, man. And I appreciate you, Sad, for real. I appreciate you having me, man. Shout out to all your subscribers. Shout out to all the shorties out there too. Don't go to jail, bro. Get a job, go to school. You know what I'm saying? Do something, man. You feel me? Love yourself, man. And God is real, you know what I mean? So before you run to your homies with your problems, man, run to the man upstairs, bro. He could change your life for the better, bro. I believe that, you know what I mean? Don't go to jail, bro. For the birds, it's corny. And stop joining gangs, yo. Your brother be the first one to kill you in them joints. You hear me? Word.
All facts, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna link the homie, all his how y'all get at him, his YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe to his page, Instagram, all that. I'm gonna link that in the comments below. If y'all want Cash App, support the channel. Savages on the loose, man. Appreciate you. You already know. Antonio Paqueta. I said that right?
Nah, you said it all wrong. But yeah. It's Antonio Bicicleta.
Antonio Bicicleta.
Bang, 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 bang. Yeah,
bang,
son.
bang. Yeah, Savages on the loose.